Everyone's doing well, and welcome to a game that you just don't see every day. In fact, I've never seen this before, and I've been waiting a couple weeks to bring it to you. So, welcome. Listen, in the blue, we've got Kaizen. Kaizen's a 1400 elo player, or excuse me, at the time, this was played 1483 elo, so about 1500 elo. That puts you way up there. Certainly in terms of players who have ever played this game, since it was released 20 years ago. Top 1% easy, right? Top couple thousands in the world, realistically, for the ranked scene now. And this individual was on for the first game of the day, and they ended up against a top 10 player. Maybe a teensy bit of debate on that. I'm putting Sito in my top 10. He's here in the red. You can see the elo difference. He's 26.74. That's a bit on the lower side these days. Guys, this happened if someone is in queue at any rank, by the way, or over. He's here. This individual was on for the first game of the day, and they ended up against a top 10 player. Maybe a teensy bit of debate on that. I'm putting Sito in my top 10. He's here in the red. You can see the elo difference. He's 26.74. That's a bit on the lower side for him these days. And then Kaizen is a whole 1200 elo below. Now this happens if someone is in queue at any rank, by the way, for over 7 minutes. The ranked queue opens it up a little bit. It opens up the threshold so you could actually find a game. And so Sito was in queue for over 8 minutes, and the game said, 1400, 1500? That seems like the perfect match. So, yeah, this happens at downtime. Sito was playing this at a time. Weren't really any other players on. So Sito was in the red playing as the Armenians. Then we got Kaizen in the blue playing as the Vietnamese. I don't know if he realized this right away. He was up against Sito. I don't know if people immediately check the names of their opponents. That's something I pay attention to. But I had a game recently where I was up against my buddy Miguel, and 8 minutes into the game, he said, OMG, didn't know it was you, you know? Typically, he says hi. I was wondering what was going on. So, yeah, Kaizen certainly hasn't made it clear to us that he has noticed his opponent yet, but he is going to his opponents. Spoilers. Small thing. If you enjoy this video, I mean, you might want to save until the end of the video because we're kind of early on. But trying to integrate more YouTube-only content. I've got a lot of stuff stacked up and kind of scouting around for good games. But just leave a like on the video so I know this kind of thing is something you want to see more of. So Sito, he has a civ which is a little unique compared to other civs. It's an infantry archer civilization. You could also call it a monk civilization. And, well, he's not going to play standard here. He's not going to play the pro meta. He's going to have a little bit of fun. Now, blue over here probably, kind of shaking in his boots a little bit, assuming he knows it's Sito. And he is Vietnamese, so he knows exactly where Sito's TC is located. And faster researching eco upgrades, really good archers, really good cav archers, good enough knights. The map's Arabia, right? So it's pretty open. There's a lot of things you could do. So certainly could be no complaints. I would say Vietnamese is definitely the easier civ to play for Arabia. But blue, oh boy, save the Vil. Save the Vil. Nice, blue. Just showing that he is, human compared to, the pros with some of that there. But saves the villager just fine. So it looks like he's pushing his deer. And he's going to get as much food as possible from there. I have the big trees on at the moment. I hope that's cool with you guys. The reason for this is because I'm lazy. Basically, the tree mod that I use turns every tree into a bush. Kind of like this, but a smaller version. And I don't think you want tiny little, bushes on screen. So, yeah. We're just going to stick with the big trees here because I'm lazy and I want to bring you the game. And Sito is going to be walling up a little bit here. So we're actually, I don't do this all the time, but actually because of how this game is going to play out in the mid-game, we're going to speed it up a little bit for now. Sito's going to go over, try and find what his opponent's up to. And blue is still pushing in that last year. Blue's I need as much as possible to beat this guy. He did actually not find his llamas because he was pushing deer. And he's kind of preemptively deciding on a build order here to try and go for feudal age aggression, which is pretty standard on Arabia. And Blue knows that Sito is streaming at the time, so he's just saying hello. Sito says they say hi back, and Blue says, "Man, why, XD?" I was chilling first game of the day. Yeah, can you imagine first game of the day? Long day. Man, I want to play some Age. It's a pretty stressful game, obviously, so then you get up against Sito. And Sito says, "Let's chill then. Let's be chill." Meanwhile, Sito's fully walled, and he's actually going fast castle. Yeah, this is just not the norm. Not going to see this, because usually this can get punished, right? Heavy army, recognition from the opponent is going to figure out, is going to be able to punish this at a high level. But the thing is, Blue hasn't scouted Sito at all, so can't make any informed decisions on how to manage this. And this is pretty common, I think. There's a lot of, like, there's not as much obviously there's plenty of adaptation. At 1500 Elos, we slow it down. But, like, there's not a ton of it at this stage. Maybe in the mid-game, middle of feudal age, adapt. But now, Blue could see Market, Blacksmith, and that should indicate fast castle, plus the later feudal. So that's how Blue should be able to pick up on this. And at this level, Blue should be able to know those things. So archers are the choice for Blue. He's a little late on gold, so he's going to be slightly late to numbers here. And Sito is just on the way to Castle Age here. And he's going for something very, very special. Villager got outside the walls, and he's going to run right back inside the walls. Now, funnily enough, I'm like kind of being somewhat critical of Blue's current build. We are going to speed it up again. Because I'm like, Blue didn't scout what his opponent's doing. Sito didn't either. Sito might be expecting scouts. He's going to check now, and he's going to see the archer range. So he'll know his opponent's adding range units. Sito just kind of annoying the guy. Could have maybe tried to kill that Bill. Just bobs it and says misclick. Sito is full of confidence, ready to have some fun. And he's going to bring the llamas in, just gift them over to Blue, as Blue didn't find them earlier. Now, in Blue's position, by the way, if you see the Market Blacksmith, that means there's a lot of time where your opponent's not going to make army. That's the position where you want to go crazy. Bring villagers forward, bring your army forward, go for a tower. Sito is a pro, so he's probably going to be able to deal with that. But, like, that's the advice for this particular situation. I think Blue just kind of waited a little bit too long. Now his opponent's in castle. Now it's awkward to move forward with the archers. So Blue's just thinking, well, I'm going to keep my archer mass alive, and we're going to play towards crossbow. You can see Blue trying to drop off the resources here and clicks up. Really solid castle time, all things considered. 1830. I also like how he's not, like, too scared of any pressure coming. A lot of people go for crazy walls. He doesn't really need to rush up walls because Sito's not doing anything. First thing Sito does, build the fortified church. Alright, so he drops this. With Armenians, you get one relic for free. And then you can make the warrior priest. Look at him. Look at him walk. He doesn't look very priesty. He kind of looks like a lumberjack, you know? I'm not trying to disrespect, I don't know, maybe this is more historically accurate. But he looks like someone who's really, like, he's got multiple layers on just in case there's some wood chips flying towards him. So he doesn't get splinters, you know? I should probably not, maybe I shouldn't be saying this because YouTube comments are going to make fun of me. Pick up relics, they can't chop wood, sadly. But they can convert to get the relics. Now, he sees the scout. Didn't have any upgrades in. So that's a monk. Obviously, the monk goes down. We can make this. Look at this guy lean back. Yep, carrying that relic on the way home. And Sito even brings his scout over. He knows that scout is weak, and he's going to try and kill this. And so he's just going for all the relics. There's also a Vil here from Blue. I think Blue wanted the siege push. That gets sniped. And just like that, Sito's on 2 town centers. He's got really nice eco upgrades. And if you noticed, he actually went for the Castle Age gold upgrade as well. Armenian mule cart upgrades are more efficient. So that applies to wood and it applies to mining. So he got both the wood upgrades and both the gold upgrades. The gold upgrade's kind of rare. And he's got 5 relics. And the 6th relic, I guess, is down here. So I don't know if he's seen that. Yeah, he has seen it. He might be on the way. And now Blue's got a crossbow. So you're just seeing the level difference. But Sito doesn't revive right away. Sito uses 2 bills. Eco upgrades research pretty quickly with the Vietnamese. Really good civilization long term. So Blue, holding his own. Dropping the 2nd TC. Dropping the 3rd. Has some catching up to do, but actually has army instead of just priests. Now, guys, this is going to be one of the best parts about this game, okay? Is just looking at it from he's like, oh man, I killed 2 bills. I'm doing it. Let's go in. Okay, I swear, I thought he stole the churches and then went back. What made him go back? I think he's scared. I thought for sure he'd see him. Yeah, okay, he sees 1, he sees 2, he's like, I'm out of there. Okay, if I remember correctly, he laughs because, how many times do you see churches like that? Now, the Georgian churches, they increase the work rate of the nearby economy. The Armenians don't here. So this is just, a monastery to produce monks from, basically. And Sito says, we said friendly, I swear, I won't kill anything from you. Bro. Hey. Sito, 1 kill. You killed the enemy scout. Awfully nice of you to just, now that you're going full monk and the scout's out of the picture, awfully nice of you to make the deal now, punk. It's alright. It's the new agreement. And Kaizen's a good sport. Kaizen's a great sport. He says, sweet, I will find an army of monkas. Didn't understand the deal. Sito says, we don't kill any unit from each other. What you mean is, we don't kill any unit from each other anymore. You freaking... Sito, what are you doing, dude? The disrespect. He's got 6 relics, he's on 2 TCs, and he's making a bunch of monks. But he could, move forward right now. He could start to convert these crossbows. Oh, he even deleted... Wow, he even deleted his scout. He even deleted the priest there. So he could be true to the agreement, I guess. He's going to do something pretty crazy. Because naturally from here could drop the 3rd town center, could drop the 4th town center, could go for a castle. But he's got his monks and he's got a plan. I've never seen this before. I wouldn't necessarily suggest it. I don't think it's a good strategy. I think it just dawned. He had spaces between. I was like, wait, what if I create a line of churches? Crossbows are just kind of one. Drop the monastery to maybe make some monks. Blue's trying to catch up economically right now. But Sito is creating a wall by churches. And I mean, he's got a long way to go. But remember that wood eco should be super efficient here with the Armenians. Not only do mule carts help with efficiency because you can move them around, but then you get the extra efficiency because of the upgrades. He's got the extra gold over here, not bad. And he's just these churches. So he's got for now. Now, he's going to need to add about 10 more to get to his opponent's base, but that is his plan. And Blue has no clue. It's actually kind of good that Sito killed the scout. I'm just joking, by the way. This is... I see so many high-level players literally just smash someone. Even if we're 8 to 900. I have no interest in watching a top 10 player who they're 500 or 600 elo than, higher than. If it's a tournament, maybe. But in a ranked game, I want to see a little bit of variety and fun. Provided the opponent's down for it, Some people might be like, I want to face your best. But this is Blue's perspective. Okay, this is his Fog of War. He thinks this is just, okay, kind of a chill game. Let's get atonement so we can convert monks. And then he sees this. He's like, what is that? What is that? He doesn't quite have an idea of the full picture yet. But here comes Sato. Just casually dropping mustard. I mean, from Blue's perspective, he might think that it's Sato. He doesn't know it's this massive line. And so there it is, guys. That is the fortified church. It could actually be somewhat nice. Like, if Blue comes in from the right side and Sato could eject into the fortified church and go over to the left, it's kind of nice how it does block off the map. It could hurt you as well. The right side and Sato could eject into the fortified church and go over to the left. It's kind of nice how it does block off the map. It could hurt you as well. But now it is completed. Okay. So, Sato is going to show you something else that you probably haven't seen. So he's got a monk in this monastery. Now, guys, you could set...
When he's men, when he's got great vibes, I love that. The best gal. I told him I talked to him.
Ungarrison points, or rally points from these monasteries. And you can actually set the rally point into the next monastery. Okay? I don't think you could do this with monasteries. Okay, so Sato just said... I'm able to essentially, let me pause this. So the first instance was rally point from this monastery, rally point from this monastery to the ground. And then you just select go, and you just press Ungarrison, and it goes through. Well, here he does it. He sets every single rally point into the next one. And look at that! He just like transported the monk across the world. And then immediately onto the opponent's market. So Blue might think that this is just a new monk that was just created from this fortified church. No, not at all. And that's hilarious. That it must be. It's not really applicable in normal. That is the fastest way to do it. No other way to, this is possible. Blue is on the way to the Imperial Age. Sato's, like, massively trolling here, right? So, maybe there's a chance for Blue in the Imperial Age. Market gets converted. Barracks gets converted. And Sato, not an imp yet, but he's got 18 monks in and that's all out of a different fortified church, I imagine, so he's about to have 48 pretty quickly. Continues to make the Blue could see part of it. Part of it. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I think he just produced a bunch of monks. Okay, so he hit the rally point from the phone. And then does he hit the rally point the whole way down again to send them all? Not exactly what he was hoping for there. Or maybe it was, but it didn't go the whole way through. Yeah, it'd be so many clicks. Fortified church, fortified church, fortified church. He's doing success here. See how this works as he arrives. The Blue's base. Blue's going to be an imp. Blue does have atonement, so Blue can convert enemy monks. Sato hasn't seen his opponents going for monks yet. He's just being the peaceful man that he is. 48 monks in a dream. Imp might scare him a teensy bit, though. Because Imp is kind of a big deal in monks. Some important text there. And here goes Kaizen. Let's go Kaizen! Kaizen's 4 vills. Converse a monk. Naturally. We got to get up to Imp as well. He's still 3 minutes away, and here comes Blue. So let's see. I don't know much about Blue. I don't think he's a player who probably uses lots of control groups for the monks. You know he hasn't targeted a ton of separate monks. Yeah, it's a real pain to have to do this. This is why getting Theocracy, getting Illumination, all these texts are helpful. But he is getting some nice conversions. And he also is going to see this giant wall of churches. This is so menacing. Like, I don't care how confident you are, who you are. If you see this, you must immediately become very threatened. Now, attacks here, Blue should probably attack realistically, right? Because, like, you just don't want the opponent. They have their own Sato just researched heresy, though, which is a big deal. I don't actually think that Vietnamese get heresy. And they do not get heresy. So now when a unit is converted, or Sato, or a building, it just is destroyed. And that's a pretty big deal because blue isn't gaining monks. Anytime Sato gets a conversion, he will actually gain monks. But it's not looking great for Sato. He's only at 34 monks, and blue's up to 36. How much elo would you lose? If you're 2674, how much elo would you lose here? Like, I think the max is 32. The answer is a lot. I think there's actually a big enough discrepancy where Sato will not even win a point if he wins this game. And so there come the upgrades for Sato, 49 monks. Let's see how this goes. These are really hard situations to cast. Cut these some slack, guys. We've got this massive freaking fortified church. Blue is just made. Is that meant to be an outpost? I think Blue meant to build an outpost there for vision, but built a stone wall instead. We even have Faith coming in right now for Sato. And Sato says you understood the trick in the deal. I think he's basically like, thanks for playing by the rules. Now, Sato selected a lot more monks in there. And also, anytime he gets a conversion, the opponent gets conversion, the units are just going to die. I think Sato realizes right now that things are going to go down. Sato's like, you broke the deal. You're actually killing my monks. I'm not sure if that's the case. I think, Sato, your monks are killing themselves, technically. I don't know. Just heretics were killed? I don't know. Certainly nothing Blue can do about that right now. Blue's saying you have heresy, not my fault. And just like that, there's a sea of red right next to all these churches. And Blue's like, well, this is probably the end for me. He does have more monks in queue, but there's nothing to stop Sato from converting them. Laughs and drops the GG. Not a serious game. Not a very serious game, but a unique game. I have never seen this before. So, yeah, I thought I had to bring it to you. I thought this was funny. Well played from Blue to be a good sport. Shout out to Blue in the comments, maybe, if you get a chance. Kaizen clearly had fun, even though he was fun. Different here. I thought it was pretty fun. I mean, what else are you going to do? You wait 8 minutes for a game. You're 1,500 elo higher. You them right away. And then get right back into waiting another 10 minutes or even. For experimenting and enjoying the game in a different way, in my opinion. Sato, 6,000 resources more collected. Obviously got a ton of conversions here. What was that? I'm blind. 95. Sorry. Well, conversion count's actually very similar. You got 33, and then 36 left him. But he made more monks. He had lots of resources, and obviously was going to win out because of heresy. Now, I might not love that he's got to go into the scenario editor for this, but because we hadn't seen anything like that, the units just go whoop right through on the channel. I do want to show you something. So you should, unless this has been changed, and clarify, be able to do this with other things as well. You could potentially do it next to each other. You should select them on garrison like real fast. My personal favorite though is Khmer houses. So you could do this with villagers inside houses and houses. So imagine this, a regicide game, you really need to escape. You stack a line of houses and then you just go bloop, 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 right through the houses, and then you're out of there. chase you down. But I mean, there's some potential. So, yeah, leave a like again if you guys enjoyed this. I don't know if I'm gonna have a game quite like this anytime soon, but always keep my eye out. Thanks to Sato and Kaizen. Hope you guys have a good one out there. Lots more content to come, and to see you guys next time.
Quinn Talon was bleeding.